Hey guys, and welcome back to Spiritual Bongwater. I'm your host Cass, and this is our 4th episode. So this week, we're going to be touching on the events of the past week. So, it's going to be super exciting. So I want to start off by saying police misconduct happens quite frequently, and if you don't report it, they can't fix it. So you need to be aware of your rights and how to pursue action if they are violated. So I want to start off with, if you're on my TikTok, a lot of you have already seen what's going on. You saw the incident on live. It was streaming when this happened. So it started Saturday evening. My fiance, Mr. Bongwater, dropped his wallet in the parking lot. And we left and he realized it and we went back. So we get back. There's only one neighbor home out of 4. Yeah, we have 4 neighbors in that building. There was only one home. Nobody ever really goes out where we walk our dog except for this neighbor's kid. And he, rides his bike around out there or runs around and does little kid shit. So we literally were asking them, hey, have you seen the wallet? Oh no, we'll help you look for it. Don't worry, we'll find it. No. I'll tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, if somebody is offering and super weird about helping you look for something too nice, it's because they took it. Bet you $20 they took it. If I had it. So, we're all going around looking for it, and this kid, I'm like, hey dude, did you take the wallet? And he gets this smug little sly smirk on his face, and with the most satisfying voice, he tells me, a little satisfied voice, dude. He tells me, no. Oh my God. Could you be more obvious? Could you literally, you should have just been yeah, and what at that point? So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me get that bike. Taking it inside. Just put it inside our apartment. And, I'm like, when you give the wallet back, you get the bike back. So, it's a scare tactic. Kind of like when the police tell you, oh, we just want to talk to him, but then they arrest him. It's like that. Scare tactic. So, bike's in the house. Homeboy goes to his mom. And so his mom has already told me he steals her 420 pens. He steals money from her. She thinks that his dad smokes with him. All kinds of stuff. Lets him run heathen all over the neighborhood. So I'm like, dude, this kid is not a good kid, and I really do believe that he took the wallet. So she comes over, prancing over with her baseball bat, and says she's going to destroy my truck. And I'm like, go ahead. Do what you do, because I'm going to call the sheriff. And so she sees that my door is cracked because I'm outside smoking a cigarette, and she rushes in my house with the bat. So in California, there's something called the Castle Doctrine. And it's a penal code. It's penal code 198.5. And it maintains you do not have to retreat. If someone breaks into your home, you can use deadly force or appropriate force. So, literally, you are allowed to remove or to subdue someone who is in your house with a weapon threatening you and your family or your whoever's in there. Guest, it doesn't matter. And honestly, just going into someone's house with a weapon, you can get an assault with a deadly weapon or aggravated trespassing. Those are 245A1 and 601. And then it could also be considered home invasion, which is a 459, and criminal trespass, which is 602 PC, sorry. So she literally violated all of these laws. So I have the right to remove her from my house. And that is what I did. I grabbed her. I yanked her down. I dragged her across my floor because she literally was all the way in my house. The cops are like, oh, so she was in your doorway? No. She was in my house. Almost in the back of my house in the kitchen. So I grab her, I drag her, I throw her out off of my porch, and she's like, I'm gonna call the cops, I want my bike back. It's like, take your fucking bike, put that out too. I was like, it's not even fucking worth it. So she's already on the phone with the cops. She tells them never mind. And of course they heard, come harass us. So literally they show up. I go out there. I tell Mr. Bongwater, just stay inside because, they're going to profile him because of the way he looks, his tattoos and his past. And honestly, your past is not who you are. It's who you were. Every day is a new day, and you can choose to be something different. And that's exactly what he does. He is a kind, loving, gentle man, and they look at him like he is a violent piece of trash because he's tattooed all over the place. So I go out and talk to the cops, and they're telling me, oh, you're probably going to go to jail tonight. And I'm like, how? She literally came in my home with a bat after she threatened to destroy my vehicle with it. So, like, how am I wrong in this situation? I didn't put my hands on her besides to remove her from my home. I did not hit her or do anything of that nature. I literally grabbed her, dragged her out of my house, tossed her in the parking lot, and that's legal. So, then it gets to the point where he asks, does she want to press charges? No. Do I want to press charges? No, I don't. So we were both free to go. Everything was done, or so we thought. So the next day around, I want to say like 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock, there's a knock on my door, and Mr. Bongwater had already come home from work, and then he went to go run some errands. So I open the door. There are 6 Kern County sheriffs standing right there asking me where he is. And I'm like, he's not here. He's out doing errands. They're like, well, is there a number we can reach him at? And I'm like, yeah, but his phone is here. He left it on the charger. So, like, can't really get a hold of him right now. And they were like, all right, thank you. Have him call us so that we don't have to come back. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I told him when he got back, about, I think 20, maybe 30 minutes later, told him when he got back that they had come to the door. And he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I know, it's weird, right? Like, I don't understand. So, later that night, we're on playing darts on live on TikTok. And all of a sudden, we're playing the tournament. I go out front to smoke a cigarette. All of a sudden, I see the cop cars pulling in. And I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Like, I filed a complaint earlier today about harassment. Like, and here you guys are again. Like, I'm not doing it. So I went inside, shut and locked the door. This man banged on that door so loud, so violently, that it was ridiculous. It was very unnecessary. And then I open and I'm like, you know what? I want to talk to your watch commander. And he's like, no. I was like, excuse me? I want to talk to your watch commander. Like, I have the right to do that. And he said, no, and you're impeding my investigation, and if you don't move, I'm going to arrest you. You cannot arrest me for standing in the doorway of my own home with the door cracked. Sorry. Literally not breaking any laws. And so my Mr. Bongwater gets up and he's like, no, I'll just go outside and talk to you guys. It's fine. Because he didn't want them threatening me or harassing me. So he goes outside, he starts talking to them, and they literally stand one person on each side of him, like surrounding him. And they're starting to instigate him and be like aggressive. And I had already asked for the watch commander a third time as he was walking out, my mans, and they said, no, it's not worth his time. Like, you don't get to make that decision. Legally, in the state of California, if you ask to speak to a police supervisor, they have to provide a supervisor. So they're talking to him. I hear him explaining what happened, telling our side of the story, and all of a sudden, he's getting read his Miranda rights. So for those of you who are not from this state, Miranda rights are, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights as they have been read to you? Dang, I did it better than the cop did. He was struggling. So they read him his rights. I'm like, what are you charging him with? They refused to tell me. They were like, that's none of your business. And then I asked for their badge numbers, and all 3 of them yelled their badge numbers out at the same time. Like I could get all 3 of them at the same time. Like that's ridiculous. And I was like, no, I want your badge numbers so I can write them down. He's like, no, you're recording. So I called 911 and got the badge numbers because of one of the lovely followers on that was on the video on TikTok. So they're taking him to the car. I'm asking questions. They're not answering anything. And then he started to walk towards my door. And of course, I'm afraid you've just threatened multiple times to arrest me. So I shut the door and locked it. And I was recording them out the window. And I called the police station and I asked for the watch commander, and of course they refused to transfer me. So they said, oh, he'll call you back. So I spoke to the watch commander and I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, I don't understand why he's being arrested. We literally dealt with this over the incident yesterday, and like, it's not making sense. And he's like, well, I don't know. They said they have probable cause. And I'm like, but what is the probable cause? Like, what is your supposed reason for being here? And he's like, I'm not discussing the case with you. I was like, cool. Who's above you? That's who I want to talk to. He's like, the lieutenant. I was like, cool. Transfer me to him. He's like, he'll call you when he has time. So the lieutenant calls me back a little later, and I'm on the phone with him, and I'm receiving threatening text messages from these neighbors. And they are super gross. Mean, rude, nasty text. And then the woman, it's her son's dad that's texting me these things. And then the woman herself tries to add my Snapchat. They're harassing me through my phone. And I tell the lieutenant this, and he's like, well, we can only file a report. And I was like, so what is that going to do? He's like, nothing. I'm like, then I don't want to. I don't want to have another cop out here harassing me so that I can have nothing done about it. What does that even do for me? You know? So literally they wouldn't do anything. So I asked to speak to the person above him. Still hasn't happened. And that was on the 27th. Yeah, the 27th, I believe. So it's the 30th. I still have not received my phone call back. And it's just ridiculous because like their conduct is rude. Kern County sheriffs are one of the rudest sheriff's departments I have ever encountered in my life. Usually an encounter with a sheriff can be decent if you just follow and comply with their orders. These dudes just like to be mean to be mean. So I filed a report with Internal Affairs, and lo and behold, as soon as I file a report with Internal Affairs, they're pressing charges on Mr. Bongwater. I literally found out yesterday that they were going to press charges against him. We bailed him out. We got him home. And I'm looking at his court paperwork this morning. And tell me why the first incident report on the 27th is shorter, contains no violence, and has nothing to do with the accusations that they're putting at him. They are trying to charge him with robbery and battery, which is bullshit. He never touched that woman at all. And the bike was given back. It was a scare tactic, just like the cops told me about everything they did to us. If you can do it, why can't we? You said it's not illegal. So we literally, we're looking at this paperwork, and the second paperwork filed on the 28th is completely different. But you know what's funny? None of it mentions how this woman had a baseball bat and entered our home. This woman is not a victim. She should not have done that. If she wanted the bike back, she should have returned the wallet or call the sheriff. The sheriff will tell us to return the bike, and we would gladly do so. Nobody ever planned on keeping the bike. Nobody wants that shit. So you literally filed charges against someone and then included my name in the second paperwork as well, saying that we both assaulted her together. This is trash. You report them for not doing their job right, and then you are intentionally targeted again. This is not okay. I literally cannot believe that at this point in time, they would choose to make the situation worse for themselves. I already have a civil attorney looking into these matters. I have the videos of that night that I will be posting one by one, because a lovely TikTok user who helped me know my rights was the one who recorded and saved the video for me and then chopped it into little 4-minute bits because it wouldn't fit memory-wise any other way. So looking at this, I sent them the videos already. I already have told them that these officers did multiple things that are illegal, and I have their names and badge numbers as well. So they have been reported. The videos have been sent in, and honestly, the charges are bogus. You can't say, I don't want to file charges, and then have them change it the whole report and remove the parts where you were doing criminal activity. Like, I'm sorry, but nothing I did is as bad as running in someone's house with a baseball bat after threatening to destroy their vehicle. Like, aggravated home invasion, criminal trespass, assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated trespassing. Those all apply to this situation. All of them. And I, according to the castle doctrine, was within my right to remove that woman from my house. So, I don't see where they think there's a case or how they can get away with this. But I'm telling you guys right now, they're not going to get away with it. We are going to fight and we are going to win, because when you're doing the right thing, the universe tends to be on your side. And I'm telling you, we are not going to give up. I don't know if you saw how I fought to get him out of jail this week, how I fought to raise money, how I fought to, fight against all the negative that was coming at me, how I tried to, fight against the fact that I was there alone in the house being threatened by these neighbors, and they are literally outside every time I go outside staring at me. It's just crazy how the whole week went. And then yesterday, fighting all day to get the rest of the bail money up so they couldn't file the charges. Because once they filed the charges, they weren't going to let him have bail. They weren't going to let us get him out of there. So it was urgent to get him out so that we have time to build our case. Because the court date now is going to be pushed out like 2.5 months. So at that point, we are going to have enough evidence, enough stuff, legal codes and requirements of police conduct and, all of those things, so that when we go to court, they will drop the case, and then we are going to file a civil suit against the Kern County Sheriff's Department and everyone involved. This is a wake-up call to people like them. You're not going to get away with treating people who didn't do anything wrong like they're criminals. And on top of that, I am going to help my Mr Bongwater get some stuff expunged and removed from his record because of the time that it's been since those activities occurred, so that we can never ever have to go through anything like this again. Because it was simple discrimination. They looked at him, they looked at his previous record, and they just assumed that he was the one to blame. And they didn't care. And they said that I was covering for him. No, I wasn't. That woman illegally entered my home without permission, with a weapon in her hands with the intentions to use it, and I removed her. That is within my rights as a U.S. citizen in California. So, guys, I think maybe we should all do more research on the law so we know our rights and we don't get fucked over, because this was the most terrifying experience. And then to see those paperwork today and to see that they literally intentionally filed a whole different report about what happened and changed the words and added a bunch of stuff, this is literally going to be the doom of them. So, Mr. Bongwater's home. He's going to go back to work. I am literally going to keep podcasting and TikToking for you guys. And, I'm going to share ways to help you in different situations, because Spiritual Bongwater isn't about me. It's about you guys. It's about giving you the knowledge to handle situations that you otherwise would just be overwhelmed in. And you know what? It's okay. We're all going to be okay eventually. You just got to keep working for it. So thanks guys for listening. I always appreciate you, and wait until the next episode. You're going to love it. It's going to be about the 420 nurses. And I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but ooh, do I have the tea. We're going to spill the bong water about them next time. So until then, stay chill.